They are not smarter than you. You just lack confidence in a certain area and you're taking advice from someone who sounds like they know something. If this is for you, you know what it's about. Someone who maybe you just recently started taking advice from, and it's like pretty big advice, like stuff that could lead to a time or money investment from you, possibly. Look, you know more than they do. You're just not as confident. Because maybe this is a new area for you or just something you are newly passionate about, whatever. But it's like there's advice you're trying to take. Maybe even pay for coaching or something, which if it's the right person, it's worth it, okay? But I mean, you will reap every penny of it, but I'm not getting that for this. I'm getting that you will soon see things, or that you have already, that your spirit's trying to show you. Just listen to your gut. Listen to when I say your gut, I just mean the feelings you get, the thoughts that you have. Make sure to ground your energy, protect your energy. Please look into how to do that. People always ask, but there's so many ways to do it. And if you don't do it, then you're just susceptible to all this energy around here, okay? You won't know other people's energy when you feel it, when you think it, when it comes at you. So learn your own energy, protect your thoughts, analyze every thought. But anyway, your intuition's trying to tell you, right about this, your life has just begun. Okay. A lot of times, I don't know about you, but for me, spirit speaks to me through writing. And I tend to do it on my laptop, whether it's longhand or just talk to text, whatever. The reason that happens is because writing actually syncs up both sides of your brain. And that's what you want. That's really what you want if you want an answer. Just think of it like both sides moving in a circle and then finally just something sort of shoots up in the middle. I don't know how to explain it. I just got that visual. But anyway, you're going to get an answer if you write about it. Your life has just begun. You already know what to do. Also, I'm getting this very strongly, that you need to be more confident in this area because it may be something that's new to you or undeveloped, but it's something that you're naturally talented with, like something you probably could have done a long time ago. Don't look at it like should have, look at it like could have, because things happen when they're supposed to happen. You didn't lose time. I'm also getting, somebody who you're like, oh, but I want to move along. I want to, whatever. I know. And it's good to be enthusiastic, but be careful who you take advice from, okay? Your spirit's already telling you. Look, I'm getting reminded of something. I don't like to really talk about this. It has to go through my head several times before I actually talk about it. I learned the hard way just by being forced into stuff and like being forced to have confidence that I didn't have, like just find the confidence. The confidence is forced. Gosh, like 16, 17 years ago now, I sat down and just started writing because I don't know why I was not a writer. I mean, I had always written stuff, and like in school, even college, did really well in anything writing related. But no, that was not my job. I was doing something completely different. Now, things have changed for me since then. I thought I wanted to be a fiction writer. Now I write stuff like nonfiction how-to books. I'm not into fiction anymore. But I'm glad I did it for a little bit there because I almost did that thing where I went to writers groups. I don't even remember now what I was going to do. Here's the thing. I was at a fork in the road. I was just about to spend a whole lot of money to take some professional exams so I could get raises at work and in my career and stuff, the CPA exam. It was either that or completely change my life, and I really didn't want to be an accountant anyway. So my thing was, and it should be for all of us, I believe we're all here for this reason, to make money doing what we love. What gives us joy, what gives us passion, what excites us, okay? That's what that means. Like, that's what we're really here to do, to create. And when we start doing things for money that we don't like, that's when you're stuck. That's called selling your soul to the devil, in my opinion. Is when you are stuck, but you have such a big lifestyle. Like, the more money you make, like, you better enjoy it. Anyway, the best advice I got, sorry, I've just got a lot coming to me at one time, because I actually had this message going through my head for a little while before I turned my camera on, but the best advice I got, I took some advice off just like a Writers Guild forum. It was just this one, it just resonated with me because I was about to do all the wrong things. And because I was brand new. But I wanted to know, could I do this for a living? Do I have a shot at doing this for a living, or am I just writing gibberish? What's going on here? I just wanted to know one way or the other because I was at a fork in the road. A CPA exam takes a lot of time and money investment to study for, and I just wasn't feeling it. But I had to try this other thing first before I gave my brain over to that. The advice I got was this: do not take your writing to other writers. Avoid critique groups like the plague, because they are the blind leading the blind. Most of them are just people who can't get published, at least especially back then, because self-publishing really had a big boom in 2010 is when it happened. I was there for it. Huge. Everything changed. It was because of the Kindle. The Kindle was the biggest selling Christmas gift that year. It's a long story. Kindle and Nook both. I saw people go from broke to rich like that because there weren't that many books on the Kindle store. And what was going on, I know I'm rambling a little bit. Look, I'm telling you this because somebody needs to know this, because maybe you're about to write a book, okay? Write about this. I would suggest pen names, keep it anonymous. Don't ask other writers if you can write. Don't ask your friends and family. Don't do any of that stuff. Just get an anonymous pen name. Nobody has to know it's you. Look, anyone can come up with any pen name. Don't steal one that belongs to someone else, but get a pen name, anonymous account. And what I did was I published first to this, I don't even know if it's around anymore. I think they sold Smashwords, used to be the website. And you upload a document, a PDF file, magically it's a book, an ebook, which people take a lot more seriously now. You will not be shaken. Okay, this goes into what I'm talking about here. It's time to do something. This is what I mean. Okay, I'm going to relay on my experience because maybe it'll help someone, because this was a valuable life lesson. Look, for people who get mad at me for sharing my life here, that's why I started this channel. I published a Smashwords, and I just kept getting downloads and downloads. It's a long story. I just wanted to see how it would do. I published a few things there because it was the only place I found you could upload a digital book, ebook, and people would actually read it. I just wanted feedback. I didn't care if it was bad. I didn't care if people were like, you're the worst writer ever. I just wanted to know. And that's what, see, I'm getting that for you too, is that, you see, it went the opposite direction, okay? Because it did not go the way I expected. And that's what, okay, you will not be shaken. This is why I'm getting led to share this with you. My brain is all over the place. Let me go back to that Writers Guild forum, because I can't get through that comment without trailing off. They said, take it to the readers. Only readers matter. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Take it straight to the readers. So that's when I found Smashwords. I think I left that part out earlier. But I was uploading a few different series, and it was, like I said, I just wanted feedback. I would get thousands and thousands of downloads because it was a freebie. I just wanted to see what, anyway. But I didn't get any comments, any reviews, or anything. I did on this one. But it's always negative. 4 stars, I just wish it lasted longer. I'd give it 5 stars if it was longer. I also at the time had my email out there. The very first email I think I got was somebody who was mad at me because I ended a part with a cliffhanger that I didn't realize was a cliffhanger. I didn't even know people were actually reading it. I knew they were downloading it, but I didn't know they were reading it. So my first email from somebody who's mad at me, in a good way. But no, people get so mad at you over that. They act like you are literally out to get them, and I don't use the word literally often. They act like you've actually done something to them. And they really take it personally. That's the kind of thing somebody here needs to know is, honestly, that's just how it goes online too. I know I seem very confident now, but honestly, I wasn't several years ago when I first started putting my face out there. It's just, you get to the point where you don't care anymore. Even if it might seem cringe to other people, it's like, whatever. You just got to do it. And like I said, if you're thinking about writing books, I would do what I did. Pen name, even do a series. And you know what? Prepare yourself for that bad feedback where people don't say anything positive at all, nothing at all, just thousands and thousands of downloads until somebody's mad at you because you ended with a cliffhanger. But you are strong. Like, somebody here needs to know that. You will not be shaken. You write about this. Your life has just begun. You just need to know that when you put something out there, like let's say you're waiting for the confidence, because that's what I'm getting here, and I've been getting this for a while. Like, I got a reading like this a couple weeks ago, a public reading like this, and it was the same thing. Like, someone who's trying to get advice, it's like, be careful who you take advice from, because I told you about some good advice I got, but I'm starting to think, I remember now, like, there was some bad advice I took from people who didn't know any better. That's all I'm going to say. People like around me. I really shouldn't have taken their advice. And even at the time I knew that. There are so many times when my gut, like my inner voice said, no, don't take this person's advice. But I took it anyway because I didn't want to hurt their feelings, or I went against it. I questioned myself because they had more experience, or I thought they did. I thought they knew something. Go with your gut, especially on creative stuff. And you really need to understand that things do change. Creative stuff does change when there's money attached. But like I said, anonymous pen name, I don't know if Smashwords is still around. You can even upload to Amazon. Honestly, do a free book. Like the free first part of a series, but don't make the rest of it free. But the only problem with doing the free, look, that is the best way to sell books. I've helped people do that in the past. Made people a lot of money doing that, including myself. Make the first part free, then charge for the rest. But of course, some people are going to pirate. Some people, and they're jerks. They'll get the karma they deserve for that. Like, they just expect every part to be free, but it's really a sample. But don't let the fear of piracy and all that keep you from doing it. If that's something you want to do, if you want to write books or there's something you want to write, you need to do it. But you also need to understand that when it comes to anything online, this digital world, you just have to keep doing it. The best promotion is just to keep doing it, okay? And also be careful what you give away for free. But like I said, people are going to want more for free. But when you're first starting out, though, like when it's this thing where you're just trying to see if you can do it, and like I said, it doesn't have to be the book thing. There can be other stuff. But you want to do one test run where it's something for free. But after that, honestly, what I just said, the free book method, I would use it sparingly. Like, I wouldn't use it like for other book series. I would just do it for one like introductory series and maybe not the rest, because it's better to cultivate an audience of people who actually will pay for your stuff. Because you can also publish to places like Wattpad. There are tons of places you can publish, and there are tons of ways to make money with stuff. Look, I just feel like somebody here needs encouragement, and you need to know that other people don't necessarily know more than you do. Because those people, like, let's say it's writing books, and you can apply it in a different way. Let's say it's something else, but I am getting a feeling it's creative work of some sort, even content creation, making videos or something. But Amazon and the other places, like, they will sniff out friends and family review very quickly. They somehow know how to track that, and it's not good to do that anyway. People sniff that out. Like, I just think what goes on really is that readers kind of know. It's just crazy to me how a lot of people, their go-to method is to tell everybody they know that they wrote a book and they think people are going to be happy for them or something. I don't know what people are thinking. You need to do it for yourself. You don't need the validation of other people, and that's what I'm going to tell you as well. Don't do it for the validation of other people. Not even your readers. I mean, like I said, for me, it was mainly to see, am I just stringing words together? Is this gibberish? What's going on here? Because I didn't want to have to go back to school for writing and all this. You know, I wanted to know, is this a transition I could make? Because I enjoyed it that much at the time. I didn't anymore. I don't anymore. Something like a novel with a plot and characters. Oh, no. The people closest to you, unless you really have a good friend and you're both like, because I've known somebody that did work for, she wrote romance novels, and one of her best friends was way, way, way into romance novels, and she really helped her a lot. That woman really made a difference in the other woman's books. If you have that, count yourself blessed, because most people don't have that. You're not going to sell to your friends and family. They're not your audience. Your audience is out there someplace. And we are so fortunate, so blessed, and just should be more grateful, honestly, to be living in a time where we can take our creative projects to the world. Anything can be self-published now, anything. Music, videos. I mean, do you know what they're doing right now on YouTube? I mean, we all know people are watching like YouTube and stuff instead of TV, but over the past few months, they have a new tab in the upload screen that says shows, like you're running a TV channel or something. Okay, I like that. There's podcasts, but then there's shows, there's also courses, there's all kinds of stuff they are constantly trying to get you to come up with. Anyway, it's really time for you to stop holding yourself back. Not take the advice. And you know what? Some of you are already knowingly taking advice from people who you know. It's not that they're actively sabotaging. They might be. It's part of it's jealousy. Because what if you do better than they did? Part of it is wanting you to look bad. You know, also some of you already know the person's like laughing behind your back or something. Look, you got to expect. Okay? It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if you have 1 million readers and they all loved it, your best friend or your siblings, your whoever, anybody you've ever known, everybody you've ever met in your life who knows you personally, they're going to hate it. They're going to say you're terrible. Okay, that's just how it is. walk in love with all people. Look, don't let them take this from you. You don't need their validation. And I know it's hard because sometimes I think people aren't doing it for the creation part of it. They think it's going to be a success, maybe for the money. Also, they want to tell their story, which is fine if you really want to make your voice heard. But, you're also just rewriting your story over and over. So be careful with that. That's another reason why I don't write books write fiction anymore. Anyway, be careful what you publish. And yeah, it did well for me. I'm going to be honest with you. I did well, but it also became something I didn't like anymore. And people thought I was crazy for walking away from it, but money's just a frequency. Okay? If it's not what you love, then it's not worth it. It is prison. So test it. Do a test run first. Do a test run. It's not about if they love you. I think a lot of people are going to be shocked. It's about, do you love it? Do you love the work you're putting out? Because when you get burnt out to the point where you're just like, I can't produce this anymore. I don't care if they sign a petition. I don't care what they do. I can't do this anymore. Like, it's like turning on the faucet. There's no water. You can't make it come out. Be careful, okay? Do a test run. And don't get trapped by the money. You have positive thoughts. I laughed when I saw this card because it's come out so much lately. It's all in the mind, guys. I've been seeing a lot more videos about it too. I hope you are as well. I'm sending out the energy right now of anyone who sees this will know the power's in the mind. You don't need anybody's permission. You know what? Start with just telling yourself you feel confident. Even if you don't, say, I feel confident. I know I can do this. I know I can do this. I feel like I know I can do this. I believe in myself, which I know that sounds so corny, but it's true. Believe in yourself, because that's the lesson a lot of people are going to learn. Like, when you go into creative work, a lot of people just are not prepared for what's going to happen. I wasn't prepared. It completely changed me. It changed my personality, because you start using a different part of your brain. Completely changed me. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I am not the same person anymore. Once you tap into that creative space, I don't know how to explain it, but I also became more intuitive. I got to know myself more. I keep going back to somebody's really afraid you're going to outshine. They're afraid you're going to outshine them. Like, back to the context of a book. Let's say you send them a first chapter or something because they've written books before or something, or they're an English major or whatever. They like to read something. They might be getting back to you with a bunch of critiques that would only come from them. That's all I'm saying. Be careful who you let critique your work. Be careful what opinions you listen to. Because immediately what happens, especially if you have people with viral videos. Okay, example, who keeps going through my mind is, I don't even want to say the name. I'm just going to say Demure, and she's going through a lot right now. And I refuse to participate in anyone being trampled on like that. I absolutely refuse. And I don't think she was prepared, because what happens is, you have some people who, it's the slow burn. Like I said, writing books. If you keep putting books out and get a mailing list, and just like every time you put another book out, like even if your mailing list is just a trickle, people who really want your next book, don't pad your mailing list with just spam people. Put at the end of your book, for the next part, subscribe to my mailing list. And then when you publish your book, even if it's paid, whatever, okay? Because you can even let them know the next part's paid, whatever. When you publish that day, what you want to do is send an email to that email list. Also texting, let people know as soon as the book is available on all platforms or wherever you publish it. If it's Kindle Unlimited, it's only going to be on Kindle probably, but send an email to that email list, okay? Let them know the day it publishes, unless you want to do release dates, but make sure you can meet that release date, because people will hold it against you if you don't. Try to do both though. Do release dates, or just do an email. Just say, I'll email you as soon as the next part's available. Wait until it's actually published and you can find the links to it. Let people know, because those first day sales are everything. And just as your email list grows, because with every book it's going to grow, okay? And you keep sending that email out, and eventually your email list is so big that you just might hit a bestseller list. Even if you hit one of the auxiliary bestseller lists, because there are a ton of them on Amazon, a ton of them on Kindle. Paperback even, yeah, do paperback too. Do audiobook for sure, because they can't be pirated as easily, so therefore they make more money. And yes, you deserve to be paid for your work. If you eventually make the smaller bestseller list at Amazon, it's going to put you on other lists at Amazon, and that's going to give you more visibility. Also, just the more people you have you buy your book, you're going to show up the Amazon recommendations more. You're going to have that thing at the bottom below your book that says people also bought this because they actually did, and it's going to help your book out, and it's going to really help you to do that. You also want to set up your Amazon Author Central profile, but anyway, you can Google all this. I just feel like somebody needs to know this because I can't physically inject confidence into you. You know, you can't order that on the gray market and as something to inject, okay? You can't do that. I wish you could, because some people just need confidence. And it's hard for me to relate to that sometimes because I can't remember a time when, because honestly, I've done so many things online, I don't even think about it anymore. I know people who know me in person probably can't believe it, whatever, but I don't really think about them. I don't really think about them. And I suggest you don't think about them either. Think about what you want to do creatively, because honestly, these days, things will take off fast. Like I keep getting sidetracked. The person I just talked about, Demure, who a lot going on. May she get the help she needs. You can have the slow rise to the top, like I said with the email list, that's where I was going, or the fast rise, which is what happened there. Like some of these people who go viral very quickly and make a lot of money really quickly. Oh, it doesn't surprise me at all what's going on there. It doesn't surprise me. I just wish it wasn't being lived out publicly like that. A lot of people don't know what they would do if something like that happened to them. It changes your life completely. Her life completely changed. Taking your creative stuff to the world, like I said, no matter what it is, even if it's just a TikTok video that goes viral, that's a vulnerable thing. It's a very vulnerable thing for people. That's why it's good to start out in the anonymous way, okay? You can be completely anonymous. As long as you don't tell anybody, they won't know. They won't know. Don't link your email address to it. Don't put your name on it. This is for you. This is for you. It's for you, okay? Because this creative thing that you might be putting off because you're afraid of what people are going to say, that might be the thing you came here to do. And your fear of what other people are going to say, like people you haven't even talked to since high school or whatever. I mean, you're really concerned about what those people are going to say. Now, I can understand if you have something at stake, if you're afraid you're going to lose a job over it, but most stuff doesn't fall into that category. Most stuff doesn't fall into I got fired over this category. Most people don't get fired over social media because they're smart about it. The ones we hear the stories where they got fired because they got careless. Some employers are worse than others. Look, these days you just have to assume you cannot film anything at work. Even if they tell you that you can, I wouldn't, because they might change their mind later. Because these corporations haven't dealt with this social media stuff before. They don't know until it happens. Anyway, start out, even if it's content creation, which that's what writing books or anything really is. You're creating something. You're creating some form of content for someone, for somebody to consume. Do what you're passionate about. Just the only one stopping you is you. And I think some of you are getting in your own way on purpose because maybe you see how much work it's going to be. And you're afraid of that. Or you just are like, I don't have time for that. And I understand. People are always trying to put more work on me doing this too. And it's like, I'm already pretty busy. You know who this is about if it's for you. I didn't mean for this to go on so long, but somebody needed to hear all that. Above all else, say good things to yourself, okay? Be kind to yourself first. You deserve it. You have positive thoughts. It is spoken, it is written, and so it is. Amen.